What's going on, everybody? James Lott here, aka JT, and this is another free tip Friday. So for the past couple of weeks, I've had several people reach out to me and say, hey James, look, I really do want to buy a house at some point in the future, but right now I'm focused on trying to find a rental, a place to lease. And yeah, this is the typical time when most people who are leasing are looking to renew their leases or their apartment hunting and trying to find another place to live. Summertime is really a hot time for that to go on. So I get it. So today's free tip is going towards those who are looking to lease a place and who are looking to rent either now or some point in the future. So the two main things that most people are looking for, most property owners and property management companies are looking for, is income and credit. So when it comes to income, a typical rule of thumb that is used, at least here in Southern California, is when you're looking for a place to lease, the minimum requirement is going to be at least 2.5 to 3 times the amount of the monthly rent per month. So for example, if you're looking for a place to rent that costs $2,000 a month, your household income monthly should be around $6,000, and that because that is 3 times 2,000, which is 6,000. Obviously, the more the better, but that is typically the minimum requirement when it comes to income. Now, for credit, this can vary. It really just depends on how strict the property management company or the owner is going to be. But I've seen minimums anywhere from 620 all the way to minimums of 700 when it comes to your credit score. Now with credit, there typically can be some leeway when it comes to that, just depending on your income. Like if you're making $10,000 a month, but you don't have the best of credit and you're looking for a place that only costs $1,500 a month, you can make a case to the property management company or the owner that you are eligible to be approved and you can afford a place. The main things that these owners and managers are concerned with is they just want to make sure they're getting their monthly rent every month. They don't want to have to deal with evicting anybody here in California. It is very strict when it comes to evictions, and it's really not a very favorable state when it comes to property ownership. So that's really the main thing that people are concerned with. Now, if you do have credit issues, I highly suggest looking at properties that are privately owned as opposed to looking at properties that are managed by these big management companies. Reason being is that these big apartment complexes, these big property management companies, they are dealing with thousands of units sometimes, and when it comes to the approval process, it's really just numbers based. There's no relationship, there's no way for you to explain your situation because they're doing it at such high volume. However, if you go to a property that is privately owned by one person, you can make a case to them and say, hey look, I know I don't have the best credit, but you do see how much money I make, you see the income, I'm working on my credit, and you can prove to them, you can make a case as to why you should be able to rent their particular property. And a lot of times property owners are going to be understanding because we've all been there. Everybody has had issues financially before. So I suggest that if you do have any financial issues, to try to find somebody that is privately leasing their property. Now, another way that you can get around maybe not a good credit score is being willing to put more up for a deposit or being willing to pay months of rent up front. I've literally had clients who have had credit scores of around 500 but they had a lot of money. They had unfortunate situations that caused their credit to drastically drop, but they had a lot of income and they were able to pay 6 months rent up front to say, hey look, this is my situation, obviously I make the money, and here, I'll give you 6 months rent up front, or I'll give you a really big deposit just to make the owner feel a little bit more comfortable in leasing to them. So there are ways to kind of get around not having the best credit when it comes to renting a place, but those are the suggestions that I have. So really, just be aware that the two main things are income and credit. So 2.5 to 3 times the amount of the monthly rent should be your income. And then for credit, to make it easy, obviously the higher the better, but I'd say minimum around 620, and you should be all right. So if anybody out there has any questions, I could talk about this stuff for days, literally. Please feel free to reach out, whatever questions you guys have. I appreciate you guys that DM me and reach out and ask questions, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to educate, here to help. This is my specialty, and I love to help, love to educate. So whatever you guys need, just reach out. And until next week, I'll talk to you guys later.